Hey, how's everyone doing today? Today is Friday, April the 15th. It is Good Friday. It is Passover. It is Shabbat. So shout out to all my Jewish and Christian friends who are celebrating Passover and Good Friday as they go into this Easter celebration. My name is Corey Moore, aka Corey Stones. I'm going to be doing a video today that's about the concept of time. And the title of it is Time as a Commodity. And so what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the concepts of time and fully understanding time and how you can't ever escape time. And I think that that's really basic and in common knowledge to a lot of people. But I think it's one of those things that people have a tendency to blow off because they don't truly understand the importance and the ramifications of it. So I've got my beer here from Ingenious. Shout out to Ingenious Brewing Company in Humble, Texas. Nice peanut butter milk stout, excuse me. But understanding the concept of time is truly important. So if you know me, you know that I don't like wasting time. I don't like people that waste my time. I don't like to waste anyone's time. I think that that is probably the most disrespectful thing you can do to someone is to waste their time, waste their professionalism, because it is truly a commodity. Time is a commodity that you can't ever get back. So we're going to focus on that topic today. I think personally, time is the most valuable asset on earth. It's limited, it never stops, and you can't create more of it. So when you talk about like other commodities like gold, right, or any of these natural resources that come from the ground, they may be limited in resource, but you can typically go and get more, whether that's a mining process or an acquisition process. Time is not like that. Time is truly never ending and limited, and you can't ever reproduce it. So in my mind, that tells me time is the most valuable commodity on earth. This concept that time never stops, I think most people realize that. But then when you look at their actions and you look at their behaviors, it doesn't suggest that they fully understand that. And so I think that that's something that is important to make a video about because it's a constant reminder for me personally, and I hope it's a constant reminder for you to remember that your time is limited. And so it's important that you maximize the time that you do have available. So understanding the concept of time and how you manage your time will help you prioritize and stay focused. And whatever those priorities are, everybody's going to have their different priorities. These things, like I said, seem really obvious, but it's important to fully understand this concept so that everything you do is with that mindset. And, you look at your watch and you say, okay, it's 8 o'clock, I got to go to work, or it's 2 o'clock, I got to go to class, or whatever, right? Time is a whole lot more than looking at your watch and applying that to your daily schedule. And as I get older, I see my children grow up. I see time just boom, 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 going by. It's like, wow, this week, this month, this year, what the heck is happening? And I think that's a part of maturity and it's a part of growing up. I was lucky because when I was younger, I was really, really motivated and I wanted to get shit done really quickly. And I knew that if I could get things done really quickly, it would just help me as I got older in life because I would already have a foundation to build on. And so I think that was part of me understanding the concept of time. But as I've gotten older, I truly understand it more. So, When I was in college, some of you guys know that I was involved in a health and fitness business. My formal education is in anatomy and physiology and exercise, sports medicine, and all that kind of thing. So I basically wrote a paper. It was a research paper on the time under tension. And I give you guys this example because it's a really basic example to understand the concept of time in kind of a simple, practical manner. And so when you're in the gym or you're working out, you're doing repetitions, right? What we refer to as reps. So you can do 10 reps, you can do a set of 10, a set of 12, whatever it is. And this concept of these reps is putting your muscle under tension. And this general topic is referred to as time under tension. And the important thing to notate on this example I'm giving you is you can have a person that goes to the gym and they pump out 10 reps really, really, really fast. And then you could have someone that goes to the gym and they can do those reps, the same 10 number of reps, in a much more controlled, isolated manner. And that instead of taking them, 10 or 15 seconds to pump them out really fast, it might take them 40 seconds to do those same number of reps. So the reps, the number of reps, is a basic metric that we use to count this particular example of time. But in reality, the person that goes in and does 10 reps really, really fast versus the person that's a lot more controlled and a lot more isolated is going to get a better muscular benefit because the time under tension is longer. That muscle is under tension longer than the person that goes and does the 10 repetitions really fast. So I use that example just because it's something that is a simple concept. A lot of people can use that as something they can relate to because there's a lot of people that work out and understand that basic principle. But I think that is probably a really generic way to understand the concept of time. One thing that's helped me understand the concept of time is death. And, I tell that to people sometime and they say like, dude, what are you talking about? That's deep. That's crazy. Like death. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And it goes back to another conversation that I've had with people where they're like, hey, what motivates you? A lot of times people say, well, money motivates you or, whatever. I want to have a car. I want to buy a car. I want to buy a nice car. I want to buy a big house, whatever. These things are what motivate a lot of people. And unfortunately, that stuff doesn't really motivate me. Fortunately, I should say, not unfortunately, but fortunately, those things don't really motivate me. Now, that doesn't mean I don't like nice things. That doesn't mean I don't want a nice car. I don't want to live in a nice house. I don't want to have a comfortable lifestyle. And I don't want to, have some money in the bank. But at the same time, that was never really the motivating factor for me when I was younger. When I was younger, the motivating factor for me was I want to be successful because I know that all those other things will fall in alignment after you become successful. And I think that where I'm at right now, approaching 40 years old, that's proof that concept in my mind was accurate. As I've gotten older, the motivating factor is death, right? And I'm 39 years old. I'm not an old person, but everybody on the planet is going to die. I've got news for everybody. Some people think they're going to live forever. Some people don't like to talk about it. Some people don't think about it. Everybody's going to die. And so for me, I've translated that into a motivating factor. And, looking at that, if you're prepared spiritually, then you shouldn't fear death. You should be motivated by it. And I know that's really kind of a deep and sometimes uncomfortable concept for people to grasp. But, you should realize that the time you have on this earth is limited. And you should use the time that you do have in an efficient and constructive way. And I see a lot of people who will tell you, yeah, hey, Corey, or whatever, hey, Joe, Schmo. I understand that. But then you look at their actions don't suggest that they fully understand that. There's these people who are wasting their time at the bars, hours and hours and hours at the bar, doing nothing, right? And I'm not saying you can't have a beer, right? Again, shout out to Ingenious. But spending all your time at the bar is a waste of time, right? These are the same people who may be wasting their time on social media. Again, I use social media. You're probably watching this on social media, but it doesn't control my life. I'm not wasting all of my life on social media. There's this social stigmatisms that people have gotten caught up in where, hey, I want to keep up with the Joneses. I want to see what's going on with Joe Schmo and Billy Bob and everything else, right? And so they're the same people that are laying around, spending time on the couch, watching, an entire day of Netflix. And those things are not wrong in and of themselves. But when that is a consistent behavior and a consistent pattern, you're wasting your life. You are wasting your time, and you can't ever get that time back. And so, I'm a human just like everybody else. I like to have time to relax. I have days when I'm off and I don't really feel like doing shit and I just want to veg out. And that's cool. You should do that. But I think where it becomes a problem is where that mindset is dominating your everyday schedule. If the majority of your time is spent on things that are destructive, mentally or physically, then you're wasting your time. You should spend your time on things that are constructive, both mentally and physically. That could be exercising, that could be educating yourself, learning a new topic, learning a new technology, having, education through podcasts. Or I'm not a big reader, I'll be honest with you. I just never really been that fond of it, but I get a hell of a lot of information through audio, through visual. So when some people will go home and they'll watch HBO and some garbage liberal trash, I will watch History Channel. I'll watch A&E, some more educational stuff that stimulates my brain for creative thinking and critical thinking and activates neurons. So I'm using my brain and I'm not flooding it with the things of the liberal media agenda, which I got news for you people. It's destroying your mindsets. So, the time concept as a commodity and the time understanding that you're never going to get it back is critical to prioritizing the success of your achievements. And, a lot of these people I mentioned earlier, the people laying around on the couch, the people always at the bars, the people scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on Instagram and social media. These are the same people who are complaining that they don't have any money, that they can't get a job, that they're fat and overweight, or whatever the case may be. You are in direct control of where you allocate your time. And then breaking that concept down further, it's where does that time go? Where are the thoughts that you're spending on that time? And then how does that affect future time? Because you probably heard these concepts like you are who you hang out with, right? If you're spending time with a bunch of idiots and losers, then you're probably going to become an idiot and a loser. If you're spending your time with people who have negative thoughts and are not creative, not productive, don't invest their money, they blow their money, they don't work, they do drugs, whatever these negativities are, if you spend your time around people that do those things, you're most likely going to begin to acquire those bad habits. And so you are in direct control. You are the ship of your own time, which is a direct effect of your future. And so your future is not written. A lot of people think that, there's nothing I can do. I'm this old. I'm this out of shape. I've already gotten out of college. I've already gone down this particular career path. Well, I've got news for you guys. You can change any of that at any time by one thing and one thing only. It's allocating where you are going to spend your time. And so, I think that this video I wanted to make because I wanted people to fully look at it like that. And I wanted people to really understand the concept of time is a metric that we use to determine our own success. And where you spend that time will directly affect where you are in 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, which kind of is the flip side to the time conversation, which is the consistency, right? Let's say that I want to start a new business. So I allocate 1 month of my time towards starting that new business. I go out, I acquire an LLC or a DBA, I start a website, start to create a business plan, objectives, figure out how I'm going to make money, who's my target audience. But then after that month, I say, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to do it anymore. Well, you already started the proper progressive movement towards the right thing, but the consistency is needed to continue on with the time that you've already allocated towards that goal. So time efficiency, understanding the concept of time, but then furthermore, applying the consistency to whatever you want to devote that time on is the other part of that equation. So, that's really what I wanted to make this video about. And again, guys, I'm not sitting here preaching at you like I'm a perfect person because I'm far from it. And I waste a lot of time, which is why I cognitively think about this and remind myself about, hey, I'm only getting older. Hey, my kids are only, growing up faster. Hey, there's another month gone on the business objectives. I really got to get to it. Got to get these goals achieved. I got to get these projects finished. So this video is meant to be constructive, and I hope that you will take this information, understand that you have a limited amount of time, and further understand how you can make changes in your life to prioritize your time, maximize your efforts, and be successful. Hope you've enjoyed this basic concept of time as a commodity. My name is Corey Moore, aka Corey Stones. Click subscribe, stay on my YouTube, and catch up with some more videos coming soon. Have a good Passover and Easter weekend. Peace.